This is a graft surgeons may soon be able to use to treat children born with a heart defect. It is produced by a unique technology that results in a tissue-engineered material called Lifematrix, which can be used to create regenerative prostheses that grow with young patients.
Tissue engineering we have been working for many years, first starting lab experiments of course, and then we further pushed that into a preclinical phase to really make it applicable to patients. And actually the Wyss Center as an accelerator for translation was the perfect platform to move this technology safe and efficient forward for clinical application.
Human cells are grown on a scaffold, for example in the shape of a blood vessel under native-like conditions. The cells are then removed, leaving behind a perfectly shaped prosthetic. After implantation, the patient's own cells will regenerate onto the scaffold, integrating seamlessly with the native tissue. As a result, the prosthesis can grow with the child, eliminating the need for repeated major surgeries. Lifematrix has been developed by a multidisciplinary team at Wyss Zurich. The technology is likely to provide the next generation prosthesis for cardiovascular surgery.
Our advantage is that our final product does not contain any cells. We use cells to make it, but there's no cells in the final product. And that makes the logistics, the supply chain so much simpler and so much cheaper that, it would really be possible to have a product that we can just ship around and people can use in hospitals without having to worry about the science behind it, which is always a challenge.
This is Animal, a four-legged robot that can walk and operate autonomously in the environment. Thanks to built-in springs, its joints are resilient and can cushion bumps. The movements of its legs and optimal force distribution on the ground are controlled by software that maximizes balance and stability. Animal is equipped with 3D laser sensors that allow the robot to perceive its surroundings and navigate autonomously within the environment. This enables Animal to detect and overcome obstacles and to walk on rough terrain. Four-legged robots like Animal might eventually be used to carry out inspections in industrial facilities or to perform search and rescue operations that are too dangerous for human beings. With the support of Wyss Zurich, the AnyMotion team aims to bring Animal to the market and find commercial uses of its technologies in multiple types of applications.
For us researchers, it's great to see if the technologies we're developing will eventually end in a product. And now with the Wyss, we can really do this. We can push our developments into products that will work out in the field.
Well, to be on this project really means a totally new experience. It's a great experience working with these young people and for once in a life having the chance to develop a totally new product and introduce it into the market.
What happens in this clean room may give hope to patients suffering from multiple sclerosis. MS is a disease caused by an autoimmune reaction that destroys the myelin covering the nerve cells. Wyss Zurich's ETIMS Red team is developing a new therapeutic approach in which red blood cells are chemically combined with specific myelin peptides. The modified red blood cells are then infused into the MS patient, where they stop the autoimmune process without affecting the rest of the immune system.
Great advantage of this Wyss project is that you can really combine the preclinical work and also then to go directly into the clinic, and this really needs this all GMP infrastructure that is necessary if you want to go into an early phase clinical trial, and this is really one of the great advantages.
So I hope the benefit for the patient will be that we are working closer to a curative approach in multiple sclerosis, so that patients don't have to take pills or get injections every month, so that it will be more a cure.
With the help of Wyss Zurich, the team is further refining this novel therapy with the goal of making it more feasible and more widely applicable. medicine meets engineering. This multidisciplinary team of engineers, physicians, and biologists is creating a special perfusion machine to keep a procured liver viable outside of the body. With the help of a surgeon, the liver is removed from the donor and connected to the machine. This device provides the liver with nutrients and oxygen while monitoring its growth and functional capacity. Currently, the Liver for Life team is still working with pig livers. The ultimate aim is to regenerate liver tissue until it has reached sufficient size to be returned to the person from whom it was removed or transplanted to another patient waiting for a donor organ. The great challenge is to develop a long-term perfusion machine that can keep the liver tissue viable outside the body and to devise a method that allows for regeneration and growth.
The fascination is, I would say, the biological aspect, which is new for me because you never know how it's really going to turn out. You always have the uncertain component of the biology, how the experiment will exactly turn out. It's never completely plannable. I think the most important aspect of finding a common language is spending time together, working together, being patient with each other when you explain something. Our experiments help us a lot when we spend multiple hours working on the same problem. And then you find a common language actually fairly quickly after a few months.
Patients whose liver has been severely damaged by tumors may benefit from this therapeutic approach. This is Denovo Skin, a personalized skin graft for a young patient at Children's Hospital in Zurich. The child is suffering from severe burns and needs new skin to treat the affected areas. This new kind of graft has the ability to grow and regenerate into smooth and pliable skin. Using a sample of the child's own cells, a novel bioengineering process is used to produce customized grafts of natural skin.
Well, I've been working for more than 7 years at the Children's Hospital in Zurich, and my motivation comes from what I see there. I see patients in need, I see kids with very ugly scars and unfunctional scars, and I want to make a difference. I want to have a solution for these patients, and I'm a mother as well, and this really is a huge motivation to continue.
Denovo Skin is the result of 15 years of research. With the support of Wyss Zurich, the team is now engaged in product development and clinical testing aimed at bringing Denovo Skin to the market.
After the Wyss project, we hope that we have completed the clinical trials with our product and to have a company that actually produces and sells this product to the patients.
The protein in the smile may change the lives of patients with spinal cord injuries. It's an antibody that stimulates injured nerves of the brain and spinal cord to grow again. Researchers in Zurich have discovered that certain molecules, especially a protein called Nogo A, block the growth of damaged fiber tracts of the central nervous system. They have developed a novel antibody that can overcome this growth inhibitory mechanism. A first trial in patients with acute spinal cord injuries has already shown that the antibody is safe and well tolerated.
The uniqueness of the Wyss Zurich framework is that it allows us to work at the interface between academic research and clinical testing of a drug in patients. So this means that the Wyss Zurich, in fact, promotes the next critical step for us on this long way to the marketing of a novel drug.
With the support of Wyss Zurich, the Synerec team is now producing a new batch of this therapeutic antibody to determine its clinical efficacy in promoting regeneration and improving recovery in patients with spinal cord injuries. This novel membrane promises to solve a major problem with medical implants. When a patient receives an implant, the immune system responds by covering the foreign object with a thick layer of fibrotic tissue in an effort to expel it. This new surgical membrane optimizes the interface between implants and human tissues. It consists of thin films of biosynthesized nanocellulose, and its surface is characterized by a fine-grained microstructure.
The way how we successfully cooperate between engineers and surgeons is a lean way. We have to develop a prototype or a product that they can use, they can test in their standard settings. We call it a usability test. They can bring in feedback, and we can implement this feedback in the product and iterate it until the product becomes perfect.
Preclinical studies have shown that the membrane reduces the growth of fibrotic tissue after surgery by up to 80%. In the future, medical devices such as pacemakers could be covered with this unique membrane before they are implanted in the patient. With the support of Wyss Zurich, the Hylomorph team is seeking to improve the long-term biocompatibility of cardiac implantable electronic devices by applying its anti-fibrotic coating technology. This young team of engineers, programmers, and business developers is working on a completely new aircraft design. Their novel flying robot, Windra 1, combines the advantages of traditional airplanes and helicopters. Like an airplane, the wing generates lift in forward flights, allowing the Windra 1 to fly long distances and to carry payloads such as cameras or sensors. And like a helicopter, the Windra 1 can take off and land vertically without using a runway. The easy handling of the aerial robot allows untrained users to operate the device.
One thing where the Wyss Zurich really helps us is, for example, know-how and sparring with people that built companies before. As a young entrepreneur, you do many things that you do for the first time, and having access to somebody that did this before, that's really helpful.
Windra might eventually offer an efficient and cheap means of inspecting pipelines or high-voltage lines, and it might also be used to assess the growth of agricultural crops and monitor them for disease infestation. Wyss Zurich is supporting the Windra team as it seeks to bring this novel flying robot to the market.
Being ranked amongst the top 100 startups or winning awards like the Swiss Excellence Product Award helps a startup a lot in terms of visibility, and it also gives signals to potential investors that this is really a startup that has something that they can invest in.